All right, good morning, and welcome to San Francisco City Hall. My name's Naomi Kelly, and I'm the City Administrator for the City and County of San Francisco. And I am thrilled to be standing here today with not only Mayor Lee, but Mayor Libby Schaaf. And, yes, I am. And I am thrilled that we're here to announce that on June 21st at the Moscone Center, that there will be the Bay Area Women's Summit, hosted by Mayor Lee and Mayor Schaaf. The summit will be an all-day event that will bring together dynamic leaders from all over the region and country, as well as the community, to discuss and address the challenges to Bay Area women as they navigate the local economy. And I'd like to say we are focusing on the every woman. As a working mom of two wonderful boys, aged 9 and 6, I know firsthand the hurdles that we working women and all women face, not only just as moms of kids, but also as we get to the other side of life in helping our aging parents. I am particularly proud that this event will address many of these challenges, including workplace policies and benefits, pay equity, childcare, leadership, mentorship, education, and entrepreneurship. I'm very excited to announce that we'll be joined by national broadcast journalist Chris Jansing from NBC, keynote speakers Anne Marie Slaughter and I. Jen Poo, and many other local and national leaders who can speak to the importance of equity, empowerment, opportunity for women, including EPA Director Lisa Jackson, Angela Glover Blackwell, and many others. I'm incredibly proud of this mayor, Ed Lee, and Mayor Schaaf's leadership and groundbreaking work on key efforts that help our community thrive. Because of their work as co-chairs in the initiative to raise the minimum wage, the state legislature passed a $15 minimum wage. That is tremendous work, considering that 2/3 of low-wage workers are women. Their efforts is going beyond just our two cities of Oakland and San Francisco, but it is the entire state, and I think the rest of the nation, that is watching these two mayors. And now I'd like to introduce my boss, my mentor of many years, my friend, Mayor Ed Lee.
Thank you, City Administrator Naomi Kelly, for that introduction and for your hard work kicking off this event and seeing it through. Everybody, welcome to the People's Palace. Well, thank you all for joining us on this kicking off of our Bay Area Women's Summit. And I know Mayor Schaaf just whispered in my ear, when we work together, things will get done. You watch when Oakland, San Francisco, and San Jose, we're already working behind the scenes to make sure that we're collaborating on so many issues that affect the modern day cities across the country. We're going to come up with some really wonderful solutions. And one of those solutions is to get together the women leaders of our communities, our commissions, our nonprofits, our entrepreneurs, to come together and forge this summit to guide us on the best forward-thinking legislation and policies we can happen to have to make sure that we're doing all the right things. I want to begin by saying thank you to the staff, to the commission, to the friends of the commission on the status of women here in San Francisco for being such a great partner in advancing our city well beyond the borders. You know, we're living in a very special time in our city. Special opportunities allow us to make sure we're doing even more for women and for families that are in need and to make sure they succeed. I just happened to come back literally 30 minutes ago from the signing ceremony of our parental leave legislation sponsored by Supervisor Scott Wiener. He has made our city very proud, and I'm very proud to sign that because I saw in the families we met today that they are eager to make sure that when they have children, this city, and perhaps many other cities very soon, under the governor's signing of that legislation to increase family leave across the state, that we will do well to make sure we cover the entire gap. New parents will see our city and hopefully the entire region become even more family friendly. This legislation will bring much needed bonding and security to our new mothers, fathers, same-sex couples that set up our children for success from the very beginning. The Bay Area also has been at the forefront of progress for women because we know that when women succeed, the world moves forward. Gender equity, empowerment, opportunity is personal for me. I'm reminded every day from my mother, my wife, my 2 daughters who are now women in their own right, to make sure that I do every day my personal responsibility to keep the San Francisco at the forefront of gender equity. And we have made great progress. Half of our city's workforce are women, and they're equal to men in management positions. Outstanding women running major city departments like our city administrator, our fire chief, our emergency management, public health, our port, our environment, our human resources, and the status of women directors. We lead the nation on family-friendly policies which guarantee paid leave, health insurance, retirement benefits for working parents, and family-friendly work policies like fully paid family leave. And in recent times, we have come to join together as cities to make sure that we increase our minimum wage and boost paid family leave. Oakland and San Francisco are also exploring how to further advance families' financial literacy, boost college savings, and support women entrepreneurs. But Mayor Schaaf and I know full well, as mayors of cities around the nation know, that our urban areas are facing an affordability crisis. That's why we'll focus on reducing the pay gap and create policies that create even more inclusive and more affordable policies that better serve the region for women. That's why we're holding the Bay Area Women's Summit on June 21 and focusing on the every woman, working class, middle class, working poor, those that need fair and inclusive policies to make sure that we have inclusive policies and legislation in our region. The summit will also engage men as allies. I hope to be an ally and a co-problem solver, just like Jack Bear, just like John Kilroy, just like people at Comcast, just like all the other men. We've got to be co-problem solvers with our women, right? All right. But at this summit, I look forward to hearing from inspiring, nationally recognized local women. The summit will also have very impressive women and men as speakers, and we're signing on more every day. We are also recognizing that we are home to a lot of women entrepreneurs, and that's going to be reflected in many ways at this Bay Area Summit. Just small examples of this are, in the summit will be one of our sponsors, Lee Busk, who's the founder of TaskRabbit. She'll be very prominently there. Also, a women-led company like Urban Sitters is going to be there because they're going to help us with guaranteeing at least $200 of babysitting, worth of babysitting for the entire day for working mothers and families who attend this Women's Summit. Isn't that a great contribution? We have achieved a lot. We're very proud of it. But we're not here just to sit on the laurels of what we've done just yesterday. We're going to come and work together even more. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about the partnership I have with Mayor Libby Schaaf. When she and I and Mayor Liccardo come together on all these policies, whether it's housing, transportation, supporting our families, you know we're going to get stuff done. We will not dawdle in debate. We're going to get a lot of this done because when the country looks at mayors, we don't have time to endless debate. We have to support our families right away and making sure they're included in everything that we do. And with that, let me introduce to you not only a partner, but she inspires me to do even more. And we're going to co-celebrate the winning of our Warriors very soon, Mayor Libby Schaaf.
Well, I am very excited to be here, and I'm excited about our team. And I wasn't talking about the Warriors. I was talking about the regional team, because we know that the problems that are most pressing do not respect municipal boundaries. You know, just last night I was on a panel with Sam Liccardo about climate change, the issues around affordability, criminal justice reform, the ability for people to have income security, housing security. We understand that these are regional issues. They were not caused in isolation within any of our cities, nor will they be solved. And that's why I'm so excited to be joining. And let me just be clear, this actually was his idea. The Women's Summit was actually the guy's idea, okay? Now, in case you didn't notice, I am a woman, and I am in a profession that women are very underrepresented in, and that is being a mayor of a big city. I think roughly 18% of big cities have women as mayors. And I will say, just like Naomi shared a little of her personal stories, I too am a mother of young children, 8 and 10 years old. And unless you have had to bring a breast pump to work, you just don't know what it's like. These are these little things that a lot of people don't talk about because they are uncomfortable. There are barriers that we need to bring up to the light and break down. Now, our two cities, Oakland and San Francisco, are truly proud of our record of leadership in fighting for equity and fighting against discrimination. But just like our Golden State Warriors, we came into this season knowing that we were champions and yet being completely committed and focused on working hard every day to get better. And that is what we are committed to doing. Even when we may be the best, we know there is still so much work to do. In Oakland, we're proud that 45% of our businesses are women-owned in Oakland. That's the good news. The bad news is that while they contribute $1.5 billion in revenues to our economy, that is only 1/9 the revenues of male-owned businesses, their counterparts. That does not make sense. 1/9. And so we need innovation. We need disruption. And I'm looking out at some of the leaders in this region in those two arenas, innovation and disruption. All right. And so we need you to bring that creative problem solving, to figuring out how to break down these barriers. One great example that Mayor Lee and I both are in partnership with Kiva Zip. We know that one of the reasons that women own, and frankly, businesses owned by low-income people of color have trouble growing and realizing their great potential is because they can't get loans, traditional loans from banks. Access to capital is a barrier. Kiva Zip has used a very innovative web-based platform as well as crowdsourcing to give businesses like that access to capital. That's the type of creative problem solving that we need to break down the barriers so that we can realize the incredible potential, power, and leadership of half of our population, and that is women. We also recognize that women play critical roles in taking care of our families and our children. And Mayor Lee and I were so happy to step forward as the co-chairs of the minimum wage campaign, because we know that 2/3 of the minimum wage earners in California are women struggling to support their families. We are excited that when we work together, we can accomplish great things, but we cannot do that alone. We want you to get engaged. We want you to get energized. We want you to join us in our commitment that this is not going to be another networking event. All right? Are we all together on that? We can do some networking, that's fine. But there has got to be some tangible action, some real problem solving, some creative ideas, and some true tangible commitments that come out of this summit. That's why we're putting our energy into this. That's why we want you to put your energy into this. We are so excited to see you on June 21st here in San Francisco for our Women's Summit.
Thank you. Mayor Schaaf and Mayor Lee both said to me when we first started this endeavor exactly what she just told you, that this is not just another Women's Summit. We need to have actionable items coming out of this Women's Summit on an ongoing basis. So I immediately turned around and asked the Women's Foundation of California to come help us come up with a strategy and an agenda for our mayors and from a regional perspective, and help us work and partner with us in putting this Women's Summit together. And I had the honor of meeting Serena Khan, who is the head of the Women's Foundation of California, who is helping us with exactly that. And I'm very proud to introduce her. She is a career leader in the philanthropic and nonprofit social justice sector spanning 2 decades, and she is a leading expert both nationally and internationally on many of the social justice issues. She and her team have been instrumental in ensuring the success of this summit, and she is partnering with us in every way. And I would like to introduce you to Serena Khan.
Thank you so much, City Administrator Kelly, and thank you, Mayor Lee and Mayor Schaaf, for your leadership on this issue. We could not be more delighted to be partnering with the cities of San Francisco and Oakland on this summit. We at the Women's Foundation of California are partnering along with the leading edge women's rights movement in this state and along with our partners really across the country and the world. We're part of a movement of hundreds of organizations, advocates, community foundations, and philanthropists who have been working together for decades to identify problems and solutions to the challenges facing women and our families in every county of California. Over the last half century, ever since women started entering the workforce in unprecedented numbers, we've adopted many important progressive laws here in the Bay Area and in California. We should be really proud of that because these laws have improved wages, they've improved working conditions, the livelihoods of women, and inspired other states and the federal government to follow in our footsteps. And yet, there are so many women that are being left behind. We're the 8th largest economy in the world here in California, and yet almost 3.5 million women and girls are living in poverty. And just to put some context around that, I originally grew up in Connecticut, and that's almost the entire population of women and girls that live in Connecticut, Rhode Island, Vermont, and Massachusetts, the entire population of women and girls. So we have intractable problems here in California, and the Bay Area is leading. Women here are breadwinners or co-breadwinners in 60% of our families, which means that they're responsible for their family's well-being. But women are also 2/3 of minimum wage workers, 2/3 of part-time workers, and 2/3 of tipped workers. The reality is, California women are trying to win bread for their families, but the size of the loaf is shrinking. And for some, it's disappearing altogether. Today, 40% of single mothers in our state are living in poverty, and we know that that has to change. At the Women's Foundation of California, we've been working for more than 3 decades, for more than 35 years, on strengthening women's economic security, removing barriers to women's economic well-being, and expanding opportunities for our economic mobility. And we've never done this alone, and nor can we. Real change happens in community, and it happens in partnership. And that's why we're so excited to be partnering with the City of San Francisco, the City of Oakland, and to bring our communities together to learn and to develop good, effective policy solutions to the challenges that women in the Bay Area are experiencing and facing. As Mayor Schaaf said, this is an action summit. It's not a think summit. It's not a networking summit. It is an action summit. Our ultimate goal is to come up with policy recommendations and clear next steps, very clear next steps to improve women's well-being and to inspire other cities in California to start actively thinking about women's economic well-being and developing and implementing solutions. There isn't a magic solution. This takes hard work. And what we need to do is a combination of solutions, put our heads together, and think about solutions across issue areas and across stakeholders. Higher wages, affordable childcare, sick and family leave, flexible and predictable work schedules, overtime pay, health care benefits, and tighter legal protections are just some of the solutions that we're going to talk about. We're all responsible and we're all called to action. We believe in a California where the women of California are bold, they're resourceful, we're smart, and when given an opportunity, we'll find solutions to the challenges that we're facing. I can't wait to start the conversation at the Bay Area Women's Summit. I can't wait for all of you to join us. And I can't wait to give women the platform to share our ideas and to collectively take action this year and in the coming future. The Bay Area, we all know, has long been at the forefront of gender and economic justice issues, and we're so proud, again, to partner with the City of Oakland, the City of San Francisco, to continue advancing gender equity. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Serena. And so before I conclude, I need to give a special thanks to some of our sponsors of the Women's Summit, John Kilroy from Kilroy Realty, Kaiser Permanente, Microsoft, Cisco, Comcast, AT&T, Uber, Recology, San Francisco Giants, I see Jack Bear here in the audience, Google, and Urban Sutter. So we want everyone to join the conversation. Again, this is about the every woman. We are in the process of getting more speakers. We're in the process of developing more of the program. I know I've talked to some of you out there. We really want you to participate in this. So join the movement. Visit our website at www.bayareawoman.org for more information and ongoing updates. We are adding more speakers by the day, and we look forward to seeing you. Thank you.